Hey, hello everyone. Back here again. Listen, we're experiencing some very unusual times. Very unusual times when families, couples are just simply being ripped apart. You know, the internet, social media, has been a gift and a curse. The curse for it is that people are using social media in nefarious ways and trying to justify their actions by ways and means, leaps and bounds that just doesn't make any sense. Imagine being in a relationship for many years, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, or even longer, and someone decides that they would much rather go out and play the field because what? The grass is greener on the other side? At least that's what they think. And so they'll justify their action, go out and cheat, destroy the time they put into the relationship simply because someone on another side of the country or the world may say, hey, you look good. I want to get to know you. You are the best thing since sliced bread. And because of your low self-esteem, you fall victim to someone saying that they want to get to know you. Furthermore, you victimize yourself by allowing this to happen. So you'll put your relationship on the line for someone that you barely, never even met, don't even know, simply because they're offering something to you that is intriguing. They're offering glitz and glamour, opulence, that beautiful life. So you decided that you're going to go out and sow your seed somewhere else, or decided that you're going to get a seed planted in you from somewhere else. Hey, sometimes when I listen to these videos and see what's really happening, it saddens me. When I think of what my daughter have to go through as a young lady, and then to see the world that she's growing up in and the influence that's being pushed on her, she's been bombarded. It scares me. I have to be a constant reminder to her, as a father should, as a parent should, to say, hey, that's not real. That is only for the moment. Life is only for the moment. So what you make of it is important. The decisions that you make will determine the course of your life moving forward. So I have a few clips that I want to play for you in terms of seeing what a couple is going through. Two couples, as a matter of fact, for this clip. See what they're going through. And let me tell you, just to watch and hear what the women are saying to their man is just heart-wrenching. That they would do these things, say these things to their man for the moment because someone offered them glitz and glamour, opulence. So without further ado, let's jump into it.
You're a loser.
Wow.
How am I supposed to be with you when I got these men all the time in my DMs offering me luxury cruises, mansions, all this different stuff, and then I come home to you playing video games in your underwear?
It was good when we first started dating.
That's 7 years ago. I've grown as a person, and you haven't. I've outgrown you.
Wow. So after all these years, you have to tell me that about getting pregnant by another man? We couldn't separate we couldn't have this conversation
I mean,
before we got to
happen.
this part.
Things happen, but
I had to find out you was pregnant.
You weren't taking
How low
care
of you?
of me.
That's low.
You were not. The bottom line is that you were not taking care of me.
I'm a hard-working man.
I went into another man's arms.
I'm a hard-working man.
Now, you see, she's justifying her actions, saying that because he is not working hard enough to give her what she wants, it caused her to go into another man's arms. Another man's arms. Because he's not living up to the standard that she, in her mind, placed upon him. No conversation, no discussion. Someone else is offering her what she wants, and so she goes for it, and now she is blaming him for her making her bad decision. Let's continue.
Man, I gave you everything you asked for me. What more you want?
I'm in here splitting half of these bills. You're not taking care of me.
The rent is $4,000.
So, a real man could pay that $4,000. And
now, I want you to hear this again. Let's back that up a second. I want you to hear this again.
$4,000 and then some. I should be in the hills somewhere.
Sorry, I need to back that up some more.
So, a real man could pay that $4,000 and then some. I should be in...
A real man could pay that $4,000 and then some. Now, listen to the emasculation. A real man. Now, she's a woman. Where does she get off saying a real man? She's a woman telling him he's not a real man while he's going out there paying the bills, all the bills that they agreed upon. So because she's paying half of the bill, now that's what they agreed upon. He's not a real man for living up to his end of the bargain that they agreed upon. The emasculation to justify her bad deeds. The shame to justify her bad deeds. Let's continue.
In the hills somewhere. You know, this is expensive. I gotta maintain with Botox. You know, like, you don't want me looking...
She's not maintaining her Botox for him. She's maintaining the Botox so she can show off her parts to the suitors that she wants to shower her with gifts. That's what the Botox is about. It has nothing to do with her man, because he loves her. He's with her just the way she is. He accepts her for who she is, how she looks, just the way she is. But she wants more. So she add the fakeness, the Botox. And by all means, do what makes you happy. Do what makes you happy. But please remember that what makes you happy for someone else is making the person that loves you unhappy that you made a decision to put on the extras to appeal to someone else. Think about that. Think about that. How she is degrading him because of somebody else. She went out there, got some ding-a-ling-a-ling from someone else, and now she's saying that he's not worthy because someone else offers her what she wants. But hey, time will tell. Let's continue.
Getting older, I gotta take care of myself. You don't pay for that. You have all these expectations on me that you can't even provide.
Real man is not proven.
I tell you, it's just crazy. So that clip just ended. We're gonna jump into the next part of it, all right? So as you can see, as you just heard, a real man is not proven unless his pockets are fat, right? So let's jump into it. Let's listen further, right? This is the second part of the video that was previously chopped into two. So let's get into it. Now listen to those words. How his response. That's how he's responded. My apologies. That's a great response to what she said in terms of a real man, quote unquote. You know what I mean? But let's jump back into it.
A real man.
You gotta pay to play. You gotta pay to play.
It was free. I was already with you. I was already playing.
You weren't maintaining. You had me, and then you stopped doing the things that you did to get me. You took me for granted. So how are you going to be mad when another guy stepped up and wanted to give me what I deserve?
I love
what she deserved, she says. Another man stepped up and gave her what she deserves. Now, how did she determine what she deserves? Oh, but I know how she determined what she deserved. Just by her thought, her emotions. She sees all the other women out there getting what they think or believe they deserve. So now, by virtue of that, she deserves what she sees out there, giving her what she deserves. And in turn, she gives up her insides. She goes out there and get a seed planted in her by somebody else, and then she's arguing with him. Isn't it crazy that the person that loves her, care for her, been with her for many years, I believe 7 years, right? Loves her for many years, is the person she's arguing with, telling him that he's not worthy, he's useless, he's not a real man because he's not giving her the opulence, the materialistic things that her heart desires. How this kind of woman is horrible. Horrible. Let's get back into it.
Love you though. Why would you do that?
Because I'm sick. I'm sick of your excuses. I'm sick of your laid up playing video games all the time, making the same amount of money you were making 3 years ago. You're not evolving. Like, you're not growing. How am I going to be attracted to that? That's just, I can't even look at you like a man anymore. You're just pathetic.
Wow. Did you just hear that? She can't look at him like a man anymore. He's just pathetic. The temerity for her to look at him because somebody else cock out there, she values more because he's giving her what she wants. So the person that loves and cares for her, she says she can't even look at him anymore. She can't look at him anymore. That is wickedness. But you know, we all age. And this is on the internet. This is going to be there forever. And maybe one day she's going to look back at it and say, I effed up. And her child, the one that she's carrying right now for the other guy, is going to look at it and say, Mommy, you really did that and said that? Maybe she's going to justify it. Because a lot of women are misandrist, right? They have a deep-seated hatred for men. They'll turn around and call us misogynistic and don't even understand what the word misogyny means. Let's get back into it.
I can't believe I wasted my whole 7 years with you. This is
Me
crazy.
either.
I was loyal. I work hard. I made sure everything. And this is how I get repaid. It's okay.
If you want to blame anybody, you gotta blame yourself.
No, I'm blaming you because you're pregnant right now and you're not faithful.
Well, when you point the finger, there's 4 more pointing back at you.
Prove unless his pockets is fat.
You know, I am flabbergasted. I am, no, I'm not. I'm not at all. I'm not at all flabbergasted. I'm not at all confused of what she said, because it's a part of the norm. It's a part of the norm. What's crazy is that before social media, it was said that men are dogs. Men are the worst. I've been around for a couple 100 years now. You know, like the joke around and say that. I've been around for a while. I was around at the start of the internet. I know what it was like to hear women say, men are shit, men are dogs, men are useless, all they do is cheat. And being that I've been around for a couple 100 years, I know, I've seen first-hand experience, right? Women cheating on their boyfriend. I once had a relationship with a girl who may remain nameless. And I treated her well. I was kind to her, right? And I was actually her first. But her cousin met a guy who had a car, and the cousin had a boyfriend. And because the cousin wanted the use of a car to take her around, she convinced my then girlfriend to cheat on me with this guy so she could have access to his car. So the cousin could have access to his car, right? And my girlfriend decided to. And the cousin now had access to the car. And I found out. So, women been doing this all along for a very long time. And another time I'll get deeper into that story about that girlfriend. I'll actually do a show just about that, my experience. It will be a story time. A one-off's an original, right? So let's move on, all right? So the next clip is about another woman who got pregnant by another man while she's married and is forcing her husband to take care of the other man's child, right? The delusion of how she's asking him, no, demanding him that it's his responsibility to take care of this child that she's bringing in the world, and it's their child now, and the other guy don't even matter, right? And the way in which she responds to him with looking sideways, looking left, looking right, is because she's disregarding what he's saying to her. What he's saying to her, it's not important, because what she wants is far more important. The other guy don't even matter. But let's get into it. Here goes.
We're supposed to be married.
But you know what? That don't even matter because we got a baby on the way, so we can be able to take care
Who
of it.
has the baby on the way?
I'm about to say, I have a
a baby on the way.
Yeah, you have a baby on the way.
Yes, but this baby can also be yours. What are you talking about?
What you mean can also be mine? I didn't get you pregnant. Somebody else did.
But right now, that doesn't really even matter. We have a baby that's about to come into the world.
You have a baby that's about to come into the world. You have a baby that's coming to the world. We don't have anything that's coming to the world together.
Exactly, but you're going to be a great father.
Who's the baby father?
That doesn't even matter, bro.
Who's the baby father?
It doesn't matter.
You're right. It doesn't matter because it ain't me. And I'm not taking care of it.
Why not?
So what you gonna do?
Why not?
What you gonna do? What you planning on doing? No.
So you're just saying you're just gonna abandon this baby?
You abandoned me when you decided to go out and get pregnant by somebody else.
Man,
you didn't care about this marriage. You didn't care about me. All you cared about was yourself.
That needs to be forgiven. That's enough.
Just look at her body language. Just pay attention, close attention to her body language, right? I'm going to rewind it a couple of seconds so you can hear what she says, right? Just pay attention and just watch my reaction. Just watch my body, my facial reaction. This is really funny. This is hey, this is funny. It's serious, but it's really funny just to watch, just to observe her body language and what she's saying. Just pay attention. Let's continue. I'm gonna rewind for a second, okay? All right, listen now.
I'll get pregnant by somebody else. You didn't care about this marriage. You didn't care about me. All you cared about was yourself.
That needs to be forgiven. That's enough.
I can't forgive. That's something that's unforgivable to me.
Then it can't be unforgivable.
It's absolutely.
Listen. I said I was gonna react, but then I just got caught into it. Listen. She cheated. And she says to him, that's in the past. It doesn't matter. That should be forgiven. Did you hear? That should be forgiven, is what she said. Right? Because what? It doesn't matter. Let's continue.
I'm your wife. You can't.
No. Oh, now you care about being my wife. Like, how long have you been cheating on me? This whole time I think that we're being married and we're together and we're committed, and you've been out here going out having and getting pregnant.
That's okay, but listen though, this baby that's finna come is definitely finna change all of this.
This is not about to change nothing. Yeah, no, you're right.
She said that the baby that's going to come is going to change all of the circumstances, all of the situation that she placed the family in. When the baby comes, you know, I once sort of end up in that situation. And for some reason, I dodged the bullet. Nature dodged the bullet. It hurt when my child arrived and it was stillbirth. He was a stillbirth, right? It hurt because even though she did what she did, right? She didn't cheat on me, but even though she did what she did to get us to have a child, the trickery, she did it with the expectation that if we have a child, that it would change everything, right? And like I said, I will get into that in a different story because stories need to be told. The reason why stories need to be told is because it helps others. I mean, I did a show a few episodes back, right, where I told a story about someone I knew, a couple I knew, and it took almost 18 years and him being in a car accident for him to realize that his son was not his son, right? I will do another episode. I will do another show about that again once our subscription numbers grows. All right? So this could help a lot of people. See, the guy I knew back then, he did not dodge the bullet. He did not even know, had no clue. He couldn't dodge the bullet. But when I think about it, how almost 18 years, he had no clue that his son wasn't his son. And to sit and listen to him explain and talk about it, the tears that fell from his eyes when he found out that his almost 18-year-old son was not his son. I felt it. I hurt for him. I felt his pain because I could see it. And he couldn't just walk away from his son. He couldn't, because he loved his son. Good kid. Stellar personality, stellar kid. You'd have to actually met him to understand when I said this kid was probably still is. I haven't seen him for years. From the time I knew him, great kid. So he couldn't walk away. He couldn't. But unfortunately for the mother, the son that she bore and brought to the world stopped talking to her, stopped dealing with her. He cut her off, and he attached to his father, the man that he knows as his father, and no longer spoke. From the time when I was being informed, he no longer wanted anything to do with his mother. So that can happen. Yeah, some children draw closer to their mom, right? Some hold animosity, whether it's their father that did something or the mother that did something. But in this video, the guy learned of her infidelity, and he says no more. He put his foot down. No more. You're on your own. You're going to do this by yourself because you didn't think about our marriage. You thought about yourself. Selfishness. Okay? So now she wants him to step in, step up, and take the place of a father. Why? Because he's the better man. She knew this, but her desires were far more intense than what they built together for what? 10 years? 10 damn years. 10 years. I probably shouldn't say 10 damn years, because not damning the years that they spent together, right? Damning what she did after being together for 10 years and build something. It wasn't enough for her. She wanted a new ding-a-ling. She wanted to go swing on the swing song. She wanted to go do the ding-a-ling. And what? Got caught up. And when the guy that she got caught up with decide that he wants nothing to do with the child, he doesn't even matter. It's not important that the husband knows he's asking. It doesn't matter. The reason why it doesn't matter, because, like I said, the guy wants nothing to do with her and the child. So know that the guy wants nothing to do with her and the child, the husband must step up. But I guarantee if that man that she spread eagle for had said, you don't need that husband of yours. Kick him to the curb. You don't need him. I'll step up. She would leave her husband in the dust. She would leave her husband in the dust. She would wipe her foot on his face. Right? Her asking, no, downright pleading to him to step up and be the husband and be the father for this child is only because the guy, the ding-a-ling-a-ling that she wanted, swang the other way. Let's get back into it.
It is about to change something.
Exactly.
It's gonna change everything. It's gonna change. It's gonna.
Happy family.
We're nothing. We're not gonna be anything.
So you telling me
you are gonna be in a happy family with this guy that you got pregnant by.
I better say he's not even in the picture. He doesn't even
He's absolutely.
matter.
I'm not in the picture.
No, you are.
I'm not. I don't have anything to do with this.
Why not? Because
You're trying to make me want to take care of your.
But
You
you
want me to
wanted
take
a
care of
child.
your
I am
child.
carrying
Your
a
child. That's
child.
your child. That's not my responsibility.
I am carrying a
It's
child
not.
for you though
It's
right
not.
now.
How are you?
She said, but you wanted a child, and I'm carrying a child. But you wanted a child, and I'm carrying a child. They could have had that discussion. Maybe he's not fertile. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know this couple. I would love to interview them, but I don't know this couple. But if he wanted a child, and let's say he couldn't have gotten her pregnant, they could have adopted. But no, it wasn't about the adoption. It was about her getting filled up with cocktail. She didn't want to probably adopt, probably get a surrogate. No, she went to the cock station to get filled up with cocktail. And she got filled up with cocktail, and now she's pregnant again. She did not discuss it with him. Instead, she went to the cock station to get filled up with cocktail. And now that she got filled up with cocktail and got pregnant, she's trying to shame him and force him into becoming the father for her child. Let's get back into it.
How are you carrying a child for me if you got pregnant by somebody else?
Because that doesn't even matter. Like,
You didn't even let me know that you were trying to get pregnant.
But I am now, so that's all that matters.
Yes, it would matter is you need to figure out what you're gonna do with your child, with this man, and I have nothing to do with it anymore.
Man,
This is your problem.
I gotta say, no, this is gonna be our problem. What you talking
No,
about?
it's not-
I cannot
no.
bring this baby in without
I have no.
She brought what he described as her problem. And what she says, this is going to be our problem. Our problem. But I guarantee it, if he was the one that stepped out and got somebody else pregnant, they wouldn't be having this conversation. They would not be having this conversation. He would be a dog, right? He would be the worst thing on the planet, the worst creation, right? All the women would come to her aid to bash him because he's a monster, right? All men are dogs. Oh, that's what would happen. But because he is putting his foot down, it needs to be their problem and not hers. See how that works? You see how that works? All right, let's continue.
I have nothing to do with this, and it's crazy to me how you think that I'm actually absolutely supposed to be taking care of this child.
Why would you want to take care of this child?
Because I didn't get. I'm not the one to make the baby with.
She says, why wouldn't you want to take care of this child? And then when he says, because I'm not the one that you made the baby with, she looked away. That's her responding like, what you saying? What you are saying, mister, means nothing, because what I want, what I say goes. That's it. That's it. So let's jump into this next part. I think it's kind of like a bit of the same, the redundancy. So let's hear it I haven't fully watched this part, but let's hear it. I think it's going to be a bit of redundancy in them going back and forth, but let's jump into it. The video say part 2.
But listen though, this baby that's finna come is definitely finna change all of this.
This is not about to change nothing. Yeah, no, you're right. It is about to change something.
Exactly.
It's gonna change everything. It's gonna change. It's gonna. We're nothing. We're not gonna be anything.
So you telling me
You are gonna be in a happy family with this guy that you got pregnant by.
He's not even in the picture. He doesn't even
He's absolutely.
matter.
I'm not in the picture.
No, you are.
I'm not. I don't have anything to do with this.
Why not? Because
You're trying to make me want to take care of your.
But
You
you
want me to
wanted
take care
to
of your
carry
child.
the
Your child.
child.
That's your child. That's not my responsibility.
I am carrying the
It's
child
not.
for you though right now.
How are you carrying a child for me if you got pregnant by somebody else?
Because that doesn't even.
You hear the delusion? She says, I'm carrying a child for you right now. She got pregnant for somebody else. And she says, I'm carrying a child for you right now, because they're married. And the laws usually say if a man and a woman are in a relationship, they're married, not just in a monogamous or whatever relationship, situationship that they're in. But if they're married and the woman gets pregnant, by virtue of the marriage, the legal marriage, where the law is the next entity in the marriage, says the real boss of the relationship, the law, which is done through the binding of the marriage certificate, says that you and her are married. If she goes out there and have affairs with someone else and gets pregnant, you, by virtue of the marriage, are responsible for that child. That child becomes automatically yours, even though the bloodline is not yours. That's how that works, right? That's how that works. Let's continue.
It doesn't even matter. Like,
You didn't even let me know that you were trying to get pregnant.
But I am now, so that's all that matters.
Yes, it would matter if you need to figure out what you're gonna do with your child, with this man, and I have nothing to do with it anymore.
Man,
This is your problem.
I'm about to say, no, this is gonna be our problem. What you talking
No,
about?
it's not-
I cannot
no.
bring this baby in without
I have nothing to do with this, and it's crazy to me how you think that I'm actually absolutely supposed to
But
be
why wouldn't you
taking
wanna
care
take
of
care
of this
it?
child
Why wouldn't you want to take care of this child?
because I'm not the one to make.
Mama, he's not the father. So that's why he don't want to take care of the child. How can you, in your right mind, expect for him to take care of the child which is of another man's seed? If he, let's flip the script. If he went out there, got somebody pregnant and brought the child home, you, my dear, would say, I am not going to take care of another woman's child. That's not my child. I'm not going to take care of that child. Right? That's what you, my dear, would say. That's what you would say. But now you want him to take care of the child that you are carrying. The delusion, the disrespect knows no bounds in a woman like this. These are Jezebel women. Right? Go out and do whatever is it that they want and expect a man to shut up, put up, and do what she says. Right? Now, let's say he decides that, you know what? This child needs a father. And I am going to step up and take care of this child. Somewhere in the back of her mind, even though she brought forth this child onto him for this relationship, when he decides to discipline that child, she will have this feeling of, that's not your child. Do not lay a hand on my child. That's my child. when they get in an argument. I know this for a fact. I know this firsthand. I've seen it too many times. That's what would happen. In her heart, and in her mind, in her subconscious, she will not want him to lay a finger on that child, not want him to raise his voice for discipline to that child. She wouldn't want it because it's not his child biologically. Let's continue.
To make the baby with you. It's not.
So now,
You did all the work, and guess what? You did all the work.
now we're going to get into the last part 3 of this couple going back and forth. So, let's jump into it.
You did all the work, and guess what? You did all the work, and you can continue to do the work without me. I have nothing to do with this.
You can take care of this child.
I can, but I'm not.
Why?
Because I'm not. I didn't get you pregnant. What are you saying? You sound so crazy right now. What do you mean? Why not?
I don't, because you my husband.
How are you okay with cheating on me, though?
You're making me stressed.
Let's stick to the fact that you went and cheated on me. Let's stick to the fact that we're married. You cheated on a married man. You stressed yourself out. You did this. You put this on yourself. You should have thought about that when you decided to go cheat on your husband of 10 years with somebody that you won't even tell me who it is.
Because they don't even matter. They are nobody. It don't even
That
matter.
that's not my problem anymore.
It doesn't matter. They're nobody. It doesn't matter. Right? But it mattered when she was on her back enjoying herself, enjoying being taken to Pound Town. It mattered then. And who's to say how long she's been doing it? Because I don't believe it's just one and done. She's been doing it for a while. She had to. She had to been doing it for a while. It's just, it makes no logical sense how she's trying to have him subscribe to her disregard and disrespect. And every day, as that child is there in that relationship, that child will be a constant reminder of her infidelity. Even if he forgives her, it will always remember. He will always remember and think in the back of his head that she might do this again. Because lots of the time, they do. First-hand experience, because I've experienced that. Someone that you really care about, that you love, goes out there and do something with somebody else, and then try to give you a pass, a cheat pass to go out there and do with someone else, have sex with someone else, have relations with someone else. Because why? It's a way to quell their guilt. So they'll give you a cheat pass. Right? She is trying to get him to subscribe to her misdeeds. But if he does, she's going to be happy. She's going to be content. And he may forgive her. But in this situation, he's absolutely, positively not going to forgive her because he's saying it clearly to her, even though she's pleading. There are many different types of relationships out there. And we pick the ones that we want to be in. And we don't know how certain people live their lives. But we just have to understand that it is their life. They're living their lives. And whatever decision that they make is how they're going to move forward the next day, the next moment is how. But if two people commit to each other and one decides that they're going to go and do something else, that's bad enough. But when they decide, did it, and then come and try to get the person to subscribe to their misdeeds or give a pass to their mate to go out there and do the same misdeeds that brought them here in the first place, it will only put a stain, more stain on the relationship, more stain and more strain. So let's finish this up.
That's not my problem anymore. That's not. This is your problem now.
I am carrying a
We were
kid.
supposed to be married. We are supposed to be a family. We're not anymore.
Man,
I can't support somebody going out cheating on me and getting pregnant.
they don't, oh my God.
And look at how you acting. Like you don't even seem like you even care.
I do care. That's what I'm saying. Like,
You don't act like you care. You seem like you care more about financial stability. I guess you can't take care of it, huh? And that's why you telling me.
Didn't I say that?
No, for real. Like,
Didn't I say that?
Like, this literally a blessing.
No, this isn't gonna be anything. I think that we need to consider some stuff, reconsider some things.
We don't need to consider nothing. You
right.
can help me take care of this child. You
I'm
can
not
make
taking
this
care of
child
anything.
stronger, and
No, I'm not. I don't want anything to do with the child, and I don't want anything to do with you. Actually, I don't want to have anything to do with the child.
Good, my man.
So you
Good.
got to figure it out on your own.
Cut her off.
You got.
Let her go. He doesn't want to have anything to do with her. I say, I agree. Cut her off and let her go. That's where we are. And on that note, see you on the other one. See you on the next one. Thank you. I appreciate you. Let's go.